So that was the wonderful Mr. Pink, shot by a director, I think her name is Helena Apio. And again, that reminds me as well of like the importance of telling your local stories. You might not have thought that this was like the most incredible story if you were, I don't know, commissioning it or thinking about how to use your time and energy, but she noticed something about him and she took the time to go and find out more, to speak to him and to tell his story. And I think it's a really good example of like why our stories matter, our local stories matter, those individuals matter, because whilst it's about him, it also tells a broader story about our area or our city or our country or the time we live in. So yeah, I'm fully into the idea of people, the right people telling the right stories, and that's I think that's a perfect example of that. So this next clip is about an incredible story. It's the story of the Dread Broadcast Corporation. It's a tiny little snippet from, I think, Channel 4, where they went in and made a short report about DBC. And the Dread Broadcast Corporation was the first Black British pirate, set up by a gentleman called Dread Lepke from his backyard in Neasden in, I think, 1981. And he noticed an absence. He felt an absence of black music being played on radio in the UK. And he knew there was a massive need for it. And so he went and invented it. He invented a whole new radio station so that the music that wasn't being played could be played. And it set the scene, it set the foundations for everything that followed it. So I would say you wouldn't have your Kiss FMs and you wouldn't have your Rinses and you wouldn't have part of this really rich culture of pirate radio in this country without DBC. And I have a little thing, which is it's a tape that Dread Lepke sent me years ago. I wrote about DBC for Mixmag, I think it was, a story of like the history of pirate radio. And then I got this through the post, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a sample of programs. It's like Ranking Miss P, Chucky, Dr. Martin, Smiley, and Selections. And again, it's like that beautiful homemade touch. It's not just about the music. It's about making sure that you've got your, like, you know, your logo and all those other things on point. But yeah. So I think the other thing that's worth saying about DBC is recognizing the risks and the investment that people made to make it happen. And I think sometimes we need to remember to give thanks where thanks is due. And we should definitely be giving thanks to all the people that were involved in DBC, because they took the risks and they made the investment and they made it happen.